Greetings, mortals. I am the FallenShogun and we are building everything. Yes, right, everything. Including the things which don't exist. Because why not? Anyway, we are back with more how-to. So I'm going to go through a few things. Someone brought up some valid points in the last episode, which was a little while ago because I am very behind on everything, that we should talk about. Stuff I haven't really talked about, but, you know, because I am trying to teach you guys things. So, I did say that the elders don't really have any use. They kind of don't. Because they're old and they don't really work. But what they really do is they give advice to people, which means they boost their stats and abilities. So, you do want the elderly to impart their wisdom on the younger people, as it were. Go away, menu. Thank you. But yeah, they're not really too useful. Because obviously, at the earlier stages, you don't really want your people to be happy. You want them to work until they're dead. But otherwise, you know, it's your choice. So you have that. So organisers who are in the buildings of these, the ancillaries, they do grab stuff. They do also take resources. They are very useful for getting equipment and weaponry being built. Because obviously, they are bringing resources to and from places. They're basically your entire labour force, which isn't your manual labour force. You know, they just carry things. They're basically your... probably Amazon now I think about it, but yes. You do want them to start doing that. You don't need them too early on. Like, even now, you don't really need to have them actually grabbing resources. But they are there as an option. But now, let's have a look. So, we need to get some more housing going on, mainly because we're going very much to tip. So another thing which was brought up, and I should probably bring up more, is the more spaces you have available in your housing, the more likely you are to get migrants and the larger number of migrants. But of course, earlier on, you kind of want to have a lot of buildings being useful, and obviously having a load of housing, while useful to get more people and helpful to build, might not be useful in the grand scheme of you need a lot more weaponry and defences. But yes, the more houses you have, the more people you get. Now, we get to the stage where we'll be needing a lot more troops on the front line, so we're going to build a few more houses. So we're going to start building housing districts. Now, for you, there'll just be houses anywhere. For me, you may have noticed I build in certain ways, because I'm quite weird. But what I'm going to do is... there we go. Build more housing, more stuff like that. Stop putting the walls down. Dobby the doggo was killed by a defensive tower. Of course he was. Oh well, who cares? We need to start sorting this out as well. So we're going to start putting more lights down to finish that off. We need to start doing that down here as well, because we're losing the forest. And once they get behind us, we'll be in a little bit of trouble. Should be okay for now, though. But yeah, we need to start building up, getting more equipment and weaponry up and running. Now, we're probably going to start getting its curtain wall, because, again, it's causing issues like that. But you do want a nice... look at that. Another dog. Okay, where's my heal? Damn it. Don't have any mana. Not losing 2 dogs in one day. Where'd he go? There we are. Heal the doggo. But yeah, you do want to make sure you have a good mixture of towers, because the ballista tower, because it's so tall, like I say, it's the only one which can shoot over the curtain walls. I keep bringing that up. It can also shoot over forests and things. So it's very useful to actually have ballista towers, because they are just so tall, as you can tell by the statue. Otherwise, it's just a circle. But yes, ballista towers are very good for putting in places where you could put other towers. So very, very useful for remote areas, but you do, you know, want to keep on building more. Like, a lot of the late game defensive builds I have seen are almost entirely ballista towers. And the reason you don't do that so early on is, of course, they're so insanely expensive. So you're going to have a good mixture of magic, bolt, bow, stuff like that, until you can get the point where you have 15 ballista towers, which is your goal at the end. Although right now we're going to start getting some repair work going on. This was poisoned and died. Why is everyone going down here? Let me have a look. What are they grabbing? What are they after? Is it this? Where's he going? Okay. Maybe grabbing the resources we have taken from the damaged buildings. We have motion, that's fine. Okay, so they're just pathing straight up to there, that's fine. Okay, that's good. So we still have a lot of... Wait, where's he going? That's fine. Making sure everything's going fine. So we're losing a couple of people. That is okay. We don't really care about them. They are just slaves to the machine. The machine of death and grinding. You don't really have to care about your people. It's the number you have to care about. As long as troops are still active and your peasants are still working, you don't care if you lose 1 or 2 here and there. Especially if you can get more, resurrect more, and have more. We need to get a few more houses. We're going to have to start upgrading this. So we'll upgrade all of these, I think. Yeah, dead easy. So if you really, really, really want a lot of people, I do recommend just straight up going for the more slum kind of housing. Mainly because the only bonus they get is happiness and health regen. If you don't care about your people being happy or taking a long time, just require a huge amount more, just go for huge amounts of slum dwelling. Why the hell not? That's a personal preference. I go for the middle housing because you get some people and they do regenerate health faster, which is useful in the event of starvation, water loss, food, death, famine, fire. I'm saying famine a lot. You may notice a theme. I lose a lot of people due to famine. It's just how it goes. Oh, another one died. Have to go check that. They're probably trying to build on the front line. So again, you don't want to be building at this time of night. Where'd he die? Okay, Joseph's back up and running again. Well, you know, that is how it goes. So they're going to carry on building this while we wait on it. Oh, Spectre. There we go. Direct hit. Let's put you here so you can get wiped out. Trash slimes are everywhere. Another reason you want to get rid of all the trash is because of the trash slimes. They are everywhere. But you know, I don't... Oh, that must be where he died, just there. It's not really too major for me. I don't really care too much. They are just a minor annoyance right now. They're not a major, major threat. They never will be a major threat. That guy outside will be a major threat. Maybe he'll crash. Every damn time this week. But yes, they won't be a major threat, but they will, of course, distract and use up ammo and mana. Which means, in worst case scenarios, you might have a problem where your people suddenly run out. But otherwise, you should be fine. What's this iron? That's rock. Go away. Trying to build, it just gets in the way. Typical. Let's see. So I want to go that. So we go this way, that way, this way. Yeah, that's better. So I really do want to build this up here. Yeah, go in, go up, go round. Yeah, this way. Okay. Have to check there for a second. There shouldn't be too many issues you're facing this early on. The Spectres will be major problems, but they aren't major issues, if that makes sense. They will basically be there. They'll be only bad if you're not prepared. You should have plenty of defences active at this stage of life. Well, we're going to build up the housing to get more people in the base. We're going to build a few more ancillaries. We're going to start upgrading the ancillaries too, and we're going to start getting more stuff down. But you also want to make sure your doggos have plenty of space. Bloody things. It depends if you like the doggos. The only thing they really do is just like deliver stuff. You know, people like them. They're very friendly, but they're dogs. You can't give them a pick. Now, you want like a kind of friendly, dedicated. Oh my gods. A friendly, dedicated little force of taking resources where you don't have to use your peasants. You know, it's your choice. Let's dissolve all these corpses. There we are. I mean, I could just click it all myself, but why'd I do that? Yeah, defences aren't yet complete, that is fine, we'll get there eventually. We're getting more housing up and running, we're getting more people up and running. You basically want to have, you know, a couple of hundred people end of the first year. You don't need a couple hundred people, but it's just nice to have a lot there, because once you have like a good round 100 odd figure, you can start really preparing your city. Which I'm assuming you want it to be a city, not just a random collection of crap. Pardon my English. There we go. As you can see, we started to put the walls down. We can change the walls later to something better. Obviously, the middle piece will never be repaired, but you know. There we go, getting the corners down. So our city's going to start looking like a city. Now again, you don't have to do this yourself. That's a bit too much now. This is just something I do. It just makes the place look nicer and more aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. You don't have to do any of that crap. How are we doing? Okay, a few things have gotten through. That's because the wall isn't complete. We've got a lot of depth down over here. That's good. Yeah, we're doing okay. As you can see, nothing too major during the summer, but we're going to carry on building. We get a lot more housing down to work on the housing. You should very much be focusing on housing and farming. You should have a good steady supply of food. You should start making rations, which your people can carry around, and often will do so. And maybe you're getting water bottles as well, so that people can carry water. It is during the summer. If they get too hot, they will immediately abandon their jobs and seek nice places to cool down, like houses, or they'll just, you know, burn to death and die. It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. So now you should be just checking up on everything, making sure everything is fine, and if you're having a lot of issues, you'll get the building to actually start repairing stuff, which I'm just going to do in a minute once I finish this off. See, my mana's getting low. That's not a good sign. See, why is my mana low? It says mana. So I'm hearing a lot of combat. So there's a huge amount of combat going on down here. Look at this. What tower killed my people? Was it this one? No, God Tower said this one. Poison Bow Tower. They're keeping the enemy back. They're also trying to push on my turf, but they're going to be killed anyway. Good. Good, 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 good. Sod them. Sod them all. Let's see, we have the toolsmith, the smelters. It's been a little while, so I've got one chef doing perfectly well, plenty of food. As you can see, a lot of the wall is going up. I probably shouldn't have done that. But if you're having any issues, of course, you want to go, is it civics? The maintenance building. They repair and dismantle buildings as their primary job. This is a building you do officially want to have quite significantly. Yes, significantly. Why can't I build you here? Hate you. Oh, let's build you there then. I'll have that going up next. Corrupted Graveyard's been destroyed at last. Good. The combat's finally paying off. I'm going to have to start destroying some built stuff. So yeah, if you have any issues, of course, always go somewhere and melt it. Get all the mana for yourself, then drop a huge amount down. Again, the more people you have and the happier they are, the faster your mana comes back. So you do want to work on that as well. So if you're having mana issues for yourself, make sure you're doing something about it. Because otherwise you'll be in deep trouble. There we are. Look at that. If I had enough for one, now I have enough for three. Oh, no, we don't have an electrical thing down. There we are. Perfect. That was enough mana. Let's go, and we're not using this that much, so there we go, that'll be enough for that. How are we doing? Anything been hit by lightning yet? What's this? That's a skeleton? Yeah, just slimes, that's fine. So that'll go away eventually. If you're having any issues, obviously, with lightning storms, you can build stuff. We don't need a way station yet for people, but we could, of course, do a Waymaker Shack, which build roads. The roads will make your people move faster. So we'll work on that in a bit. As you can see, our people are still advancing and moving on. That's a Khajiit. I see you there, Khajiit, with your little tail. We are going to keep on going and getting more houses operational as well. Housing now being our priority, just to make sure we have enough more peasants to replace our losses. Then we'll expand the farmland. Okay, so we've done all of that. We can now start upgrading all the ancillaries, which are pretty cheap. So small ancillaries, 2 ancillaries are very cheap and give you an extra 2 slots each. That's why you need a lot of them. Like an ancillary to actual large ancillary, it's just requiring cut stone. So a bit more expensive, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue at this stage of life. Because most of your buildings should already be built, or you'll be slowly supplying resources to the front battle lines. As you can see, my builders got nothing else to do, happily just building and repairing stuff. So you don't want your builders to do that, especially if you have a lot of equipment to build. You really don't want them to be busy doing something else. So of course, right now I'm trying to make sure they're not doing all of that. There we are. So obviously that's going to be filled in later as well, but there we go. So our mana will slowly be building up during the day. That's much better. That's what you get for melting an entire forest. This will upgrade you as well. So I'm just building everything. I'm going to help out as and when I can. It doesn't matter that I can't build them all, because this is obviously going to be a problem. We just need to get our stuff prepared, because we're going to have a major corruption issue very soon, trying to retake this place. So the objective here, of course, is to retake the land, which is going to be fun, question mark. There's a lot of it. Let's do that there. Oh, nomads. Hopefully they're somewhere where there's no enemies, because I'm currently busy eating everything. Okay, so let's do one final way. There's one final way of getting mana, which I haven't been talking about. If you don't like something like enemies, random people, maybe got too many dogs, you can pick them up and drop them into Cullis Gates. Now you can build your own Cullis Gates, or drop them into the ancient Cullis Gates. Yes, that kind of sacrifices them, but you get a lot of mana. If you drop too many in, by the way, it will start catching fire and damaging itself, so you don't want to drop too many in one go, like maybe one every 10-15 seconds. But if you start dropping more than that, it will start catching fire and burning. It's, you know, you'll figure it out. But it's really only done for enemies, because if you start doing it for your own people when you don't have many, it's a bit of an issue. Bit of a minor issue. What do we got left? Trashers, water, toolsmiths. How's water looking? 2,000. That's being built up. That's going pretty fast. Establish water purifier. Needs it to rain. Need a second one of these, really, to be fair. Water's fine. We may start digging a hole. You can actually dig holes. You can just destroy terrain and stuff. You can actually, if you really want to, dig holes into the ground. Just need to get your Waymaker shack, if I remember correctly. Let me have a quick check. Yes! The Waymaker shack you can start digging out. So if you want to, you can start digging out trenches, moats, or massive lakes for water, which we will be doing later once I move this, because established water area will move. Where is the earthquake? An earthquake inside your maze is a bad thing over here, I'm assuming. Oh! Ground's destroyed. Please don't break anything. It's expensive. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to finish this up then. We're going to get some people primarily on maintenance. I actually need to get some maintenance people. That was bad, even for my base. So, yeah, once you start getting stuff like earthquakes and firestorms, you do want to have maintenance up and running. And you can do it a lot earlier, but you won't be needing it too much earlier, because you should have a lot of builders still doing stuff, and if you're not building a lot of things at once, of course, they will slowly start repairing stuff. So only really do that. But, you know, it's your choice. But I wouldn't recommend having certain things too early on. Like, even my buildings now, like, this is badly damaged. We're going to prioritise that to the top. But again, your builders will repair it if they feel the need to. So just keep an eye on things. Do that. Get that going. As you can see, things are coming along. We get a lot more housing and buildings up and running very soon. There we are. And I don't really see any major issues currently. I mean, there's probably going to be a... Oh! What's he doing? He's just dropping off resources. So we're going to probably get... Let's see, what are we looking at right now? I think 16 builders for the amount I'm building is probably good, but I'm going to drop it down to 13 and have 4 repair guys because the amount of damage we've currently received from earthquakes and things. Again, you can change things. You have to be proactive on the numbers. If you're not proactive on the numbers, you might have like 15 miners for no apparent reason, have like thousands of stone. Like even this is a mess because this is just wood being cut down. We don't need this much wood. So I'm going to go to my lumber shack and get rid of those 2. The stone, we don't need this much either, so we're going to cancel them. Because it's just wasting resources. Electrical storm. But yeah, we don't really need it. So you want to keep an eye on things. Like, we'll probably run out very soon. But we're not going to run out now. And we don't have the storage for it yet. So you do want to be proactive on keeping an eye on who needs what where. Otherwise you end up with thousands of resources being wasted. I mean, you have an entire map of resources and you can move to other areas in the future. But you don't want to waste everything. Like, look at all this. It's all just gone to hell. And trees will grow back. Obviously stones won't, but trees will. I mean, I say stones won't. The amount of bloody stones we have all over the base now because of the earthquakes is a bit of an issue. Bit of an issue. What are you doing? As you can see, he's got some rations now, so he's carrying food with him, which is good. So if people carry food with them, obviously it's better than raw food, they need less of it. Let's go for 4. There we go. That'll sort that out. Can you stop talking to someone with 5 buckets on your head? How are we doing farmer-wise? We have 5 farmers, food is slowly dying, which means we need more food, so storage has to be upped a bit more. Actually, food's a bit low. Let's get 2 more farmers. During the summer, I'd like for them to actually keep them water to actually keep on growing, so we'll keep an eye on that. So we have 4 people maintaining, that's fine. There you go, as you can see, they're going to start repairing stuff. We should be okay, I think. Oh, they actually keep an eye on all the roads and things we don't use. You don't need to maintain the roads. They're not our roads. Oh well. There you go, they're maintaining the roads, why the hell not? They'll start repairing the houses and things to have less issues. We're still working on this. But you will be looking at getting more houses. You do want to up your farmer level during summer. Of course, it depends how many people you have. If you have a lot of people, it doesn't matter if you have a load of extras here and there. But early on, keep an eye on your numbers. You don't want to waste all your resources like this. You do want to keep on upgrading things. Like the lumber shack should be a lot more. Like, I don't need it to be a lot more, but it's good so it can actually store more resources within itself. Like right now, it's just bloody useless. Just use all the wood it already had inside it. Good. Another thing you really want to do is when you start destroying all of the earthquake blocks by hand, remember where they are. Because that one I destroyed there, can you spot where I destroyed it? Only just. So if you don't destroy it like this, it's going to leave a little mark, which means you can't build on it. Which means going back to building is going to be a bit tricky. So keep an eye on that. Don't just destroy resources because you think it's easy and forget where they are. That's a major one, wasn't it? How are my maintainers doing? Oh, village elder, congratulations. You're both technically useless to me. Good luck in passing that wisdom. But there we are. Things are going fine. How are you doing? We've got too much resources here too. May have to take you off job. As you slowly start building up, you can start doing certain things. So one of the things I like doing is literally digging a lake and putting my water purifiers around it. So literally building my own water source. Another thing I like doing is growing the food into a certain area and having the farms around it, and growing the crystals into a certain area and having the crystal miners around it. So you grow and build your own area and make entire sections. Like this forest, I'm probably going to cut down to a certain level, put a wall around it, and then have a load of woodcutters in there. But that's a future thing. For now, you just want to make sure your things look nice, and if you're taking a lot of damage because the storms and things keep appearing, make sure you have some kind of maintainers up and running. And not too many roads. Bloody things. Anyway, I've been the FallenShogun for even more how-to. Apologies for the gap in between and the more random swearing. We're getting more into hello, it's me, as opposed to this is ABC. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for nows. Bye-bye.